Tēnā tātou katoa. Ka nui te mihi kia koutou no te wai pounamu, mō tō haramai ki tēnei hui o tātou. Ka nui te mihi te wātu kia koutou. Nā reira, tēnā tātou. Well, it's a really special day today to be gathered at the heart of the Wairau and to celebrate the wonder of wānau ora. Te pokohiwi o Kupe, known as the Wairau Bar, where the river meets the sea, is one of the earliest sites of human habitation in Aotearoa. As your own historian, Dr. Peter Meihana, will tell us shortly, studies place the arrival of the first waka between 1288 and 1300. Of course, I have to tell you that those of us of Whanganui, Ngāti Apa, Ngārodu descent tell each other that we were here before that. Tū taki ngā waka, tū taki ngā tangata. Where the waka converge, the whānau converge. These same stories tell us that Te Pokohiwi o Kupe was a central platform for trade, for argillite, for kaimoana, inanga, eels, flounders. Indeed, it became a site of great abundance. That home of bounty also became the headquarters of relationships, a feature that has endured over the centuries. It was this spirit of collaboration that gave rise to the 8 iwi of Te Tauihu, coming together almost 20 years ago in 1997, applying to the Māori Land Court to determine that the foreshore and seabed was customary land. I'm really proud that you stood up for us at that time. You know, it was a huge event, and in fact it transformed our history as a people. The High Court rejected your submission. But then in 2003, the Court of Appeal overturned this and unanimously decided that the Māori Land Court did have jurisdiction under the Ture Whenua Māori Act 1993. And the ink had hardly dried before the government, of which I was a part of, intervened to impose a new law, the Foreshore and Seabed Act of 2004. Tū taki ngā waka, tū taki ngā tangata. Once again, our waka converged. Te mana o te motu came to stand together to protect that which is ours. We united in opposition to the alleged Crown ownership of the foreshore and seabed. We fought valiantly to restore the right of iwi to seek customary rights and title in court. A new movement was born. It was called the Māori Party. 6 years after that event, we saw the fruition of our dreams and aspirations for whānau to be self-determining given life through the announcement on the 8th of April 2010 for a new policy approach called whānau ora. This place, this time, is so special for another very important reason. Number one, it was my birthday that day. That's not really the reason. It's about wakapapa. It's about wānau. It's about a woman who gave her life, like so many before her, to fight for the future that she wanted for her mokopuna to inherit. We have a saying from our tūpuna, Apahapai Taketake, that epitomises the vision of Auntie Kath Hemi, Te tāpikitanga o Ngāti Apa, the rising of Apa. The notion of rising up is particularly appropriate for an iwi who were in the process of recovering their unity and resources. Auntie Kath was a key fundraiser and a founder that led to the opening of Ōmaka Marae in 1985. 3 weeks before her passing in 2010, she signed the final part of that settlement from her hospital bed as their last remaining claimant. There was no way she would leave this world without signing off on the future she wanted you all to safeguard for her mokopuna. She was described as tough, pragmatic, tenacious, patient, resilient, a pocket battleship. She displayed intelligence, persistence, intestinal fortitude, mana and courage, and was a strong believer in the field of dreams, to build it and they will come. So when we started this morning at Ōmaka Marae, I was so moved to be there with my daughter and thinking about all that this place means. It made me think how all those attributes of our kuia and karaua before us are all that we need to rise up, to protect that which is ours, to restore ourselves to fully cherish the essence of who we are. All of these stories and all of your stories are the journey of wānau ora, that we come from the four winds bringing our unique histories and heritage with us. We have a whakapapa that is a source of enduring knowledge to enable us to face each day with courage, with innovation, with insight informed by our experiences. We are born of greatness. Our life's work is to draw upon our stories to ensure that we can all flourish. U taina ki runga I te waka o te ora. Let us embark upon the canoe of life. In these next 2 days, let us share together the vision, the history, the dream that brought us here through the opportunity provided by te pūtaitanga o te Waipounamu. This is a perfect time to gather our thoughts, to present to our new Minister for Wānau Ora, the Honourable Pēni Henare, who will join us, I don't think tonight though, is it? It's tomorrow, I think. Was meant to be. So how will he support us to build our field of dreams? How will his review of Wānau Ora take into account the unique difference that Te Pūtahitanga o Te Waipounamu is making with your innovation pipeline, your amazing navigators, your work with tūpono, te manakaha o te whānau, your whānau. We know that this government is preparing to launch a wellbeing budget. That's amazing, isn't it? We're usually focusing on everything that's wrong with us, and it's great to know that we actually do have wellbeing. What better place is there to look for in a budget of wellbeing than here in the meaning of Te Wānau Ora or Te Waipounamu? In the interest of being helpful, I thought that I would start our conversation over these next 2 days by looking back at what we all wanted when we travelled across Aotearoa in 2009, listening to your stories about Wānau Ora and what it would look like. I have to tell you that was an incredible time. There was up over 600 people attending. We couldn't fit them into the marae or into the rooms that we had rented for the stories to take place. It was gone. I can't even explain it. It's great. So the task force was chaired by Professor Sir Mason Jury, and it put forward 6 key recommendations. Number 1 was an independent trust to be constituted to govern, coordinate and implement Wānau Ora and report to a dedicated Minister of Wānau Ora. The new entity would be responsible for the administration of a fund derived from the appropriations such as vote health, education, justice and social development. The trust will report directly to a dedicated Wānau Ora Minister and be accountable to this Minister and to Parliament. So this has been partially achieved through the establishment of our 3 commissioning agencies. We did, however, want to be independent of any departmental babysitter, and yet Te Pūtahitanga, like Pacifica Futures and Te Poumatakana, has to report to Te Puni Kōkiri, as well as the Minister and Government. In my eyes, the preference is still to retain our autonomy and report direct to the Minister, removing the bureaucracy in between. The task force recommends the establishment of a specific Wānau Ora appropriation to be managed by the Trust, and this has been achieved again partially with the establishment of Vote Wānau Ora. However, it sits within another vote Māori Development, instead of its own unique appropriation. The task force recommends that Wānau Ora services are integrated and comprehensive and focused on measurable outcomes that will contribute to whānau empowerment. The task force recommended a relational contract approach that minimises fragmentation, reduces transactional costs, targets positive whānau development, encourages a collaboration and enables whānau needs to be addressed in a consistent, unified and proper manner. The task force also recommended that specific outcome indicators reflect Wānau Ora aspirations. I think we have made huge progress in this area. In actual fact, I think the strengths basis and the outcomes framework are leading the way across the social sector in the country. This conference has in fact been shaped across 7 po of Wānau Ora outcomes framework. Your task over the next 2 days is to try to work out which of the 7 po each of the keynote speakers are addressing. Don't rely on mine. The task force recommends that whānau order can be shaped by te ao Māori. You are the best assessors of that. Can we be confident that our whānau traditions and whānau heritage have been given life and force through the investments of te pūtaitanga o te Waipounamu? The task force recommends that all government agencies with responsibilities for any aspect of whānau wellbeing commit to the whānau order principles and support the whānau order approach. In this area, the government has let us down. We know that agencies could do so much more to accelerate whānau wellbeing if they were to incorporate the whānau order principles and commit to a new way of working with whānau that includes adopting an outcomes focus and working with our whānau order commissioning agency. It's been too little, too slow, too reluctant. My assessment could be better, much better. It would be preferable if some of those compliance costs involved in reporting and monitoring could be reduced. I'm sure there would be no one here who would lose any sleep on that. The task force recommends that the Trust establish regional panels to ensure whānau order contributes in a positive and realistic way in local communities. Local Māori leadership and knowledge are essential to ensuring that whānau order contributes in positive and realistic ways. I want to particularly acknowledge the nine iwi that comprise te taumata for helping to make this happen. Whānau order will only grow if you grow with it. If you guide us, if you shape us, if you direct us, request of us the opportunities that will best enable our whānau to lead their lives with confidence. Finally, I want to be clear with us all that nothing should be taken for granted. We must learn from the example of those who've gone before us to never give up, to remain focused on the well-being of all of our whānau, to ask questions of ourselves while at the same time never losing sight of the vision that we seek to create. You must demand of your commissioning agency te pūtaitanga o te Waipounamu. Push for the issues you believe must confront whānau. And in turn, I'll be sort of watching from the sideline, the board, te taumata and the team of staff, to ensure that they not only listen to you, but they actively respond in ways that reflect and recognise your aspirations for whānau order to thrive in te Waipounamu. And so as we prepare for Wave 8 or take up the opportunities for path plans or digital storytelling or attend a tūpono hui, let us also spare a thought for those waka that arrived at Te Pukohiwi or Kupe so many generations ago. What did they want for our whānau? Are we living up to the legacy that they have left? Are all the whānau on your waka fully involved? Are our whānau fit for purpose for the next 1,000 years? So it gives me great pleasure this morning to declare this symposium officially opened. Nā reira, tēnā tātou katoa.